Well, I think the meeting itself was a fairly somber affair, and the vote there was a staggering vote against the board, which was really a referendum on the board.
Chesapeake shareholders spoke out at the company's annual meeting on Friday, June 8th, both in their comments and in their votes. And 2 board members resigned after failing to get support from more than 25% of the company's shareholders. The Oklahoman's Jay Marks reports shareholders rejected Oklahoma State University President Burns Hargis and former Union Pacific executive Richard K. Davidson, the 2 directors up for re-election.
I think it reflects a complete lack of confidence on investors in the current board. It was more than just about the 2 directors who are standing for election, who I think are particularly culpable given their role on the audit committee. But this was really a referendum on the board. There was an agreement announced earlier this week whereby 2 shareholders will have an opportunity to name 4 new directors, and we're hopeful that that will initiate a long overdue process to reconstitute the board with truly independent directors who will act in the long-term interest of the company and its shareholders and its employees.
Marks reports CEO Aubrey McClendon faced strong questions and angry statements by some shareholders during the meeting. For example, one shareholder asked how the new board will help the company decide whether to, quote, kick the can down the road by selling a few assets or whether it would consider selling the company outright. And McClendon responded, quote, we don't intend to kick the can down the road. We intend to crush the can. We'll do that with asset sales. Earlier in the day, Chesapeake announced the sale of $4 billion in pipelines and other midstream assets. The sales price is more than 35% of the company's total market capitalization based on the share price. The Chesapeake board has been criticized for failing to rein McClendon after a series of reports questioning his personal financial activities. McClendon has agreed to step down as the company's chairman when a replacement is named later this month. He will remain the company's CEO. The board has announced plans to replace 4 members with new directors put forth by the company's largest shareholders, Southeastern Asset Management and activist billionaire Carl Icahn. The resignations of Hargis and Davidson today open up 2 spots. The company has not revealed which other board members will make way for new directors, but the company has said the new board will be in place by June 22nd.
It's going to be pretty chaotic, so what's really going to make a difference is who they elect and whether they truly are independent. So I don't know how to, unless Aubrey steps down as chairman of the board, you're not going to have a chance for this board to get into a room by themselves and come up with what they know in their heart is a good business decision to protect shareholders. So it's going to depend on who they elect and if they change the chair.
We want to make sure that management's interests are aligned with investors' interests. We want to see responsiveness to share owner concerns, aligning pay with performance, and ultimately creating long-term value for shareholders and keeping management focused on creating value for the company and shareholders. And if we all do well, management should do well also.
You can read more on the shareholders meeting and voting on other proposals online at newsok.com and in the Oklahoman.